This is just another really quick one. I did this sort of offline, but this was bought with the idea of doing a complete restoration on it. It was a lot more damaged than I first thought. It looks in really good nick, but it's not. It's got some serious issues, which I'm going to point out in a second. Someone had a go at restoring this, quite unsuccessfully. Parts are so hard to come by for this car, but you can see here the piece that holds all the steering together has been cut off at the top, both sides, so the steering was all over the place. This was the least of my worries, really, with this car. The front bumper's missing, again, least of my worries. It wasn't until I lifted the car up and I found a steel plate screwed to the bottom, which is where the problems really began. It's been crashed seriously, and the front of the car has been bent at a 90-degree angle. This will never hold an engine. This isn't strong enough to hold an engine. There's no metal left for an engine. So there you go. Like I said, I realised I was in trouble at this point. I needed a chassis. You can't get chassis for these cars. I bought chassis for other cars thinking they looked the same, but then this happened. This was a miracle. It wasn't even listed as a Carson, it was just listed as an RC car, as you saw, and it's the same car. I don't know if it's the Carson Thor or the Vulcano, but it's the same chassis. This is the difference between the good chassis and the one that I was replacing. So you can see here, it's really badly bent. It's torn in two places. How you tear a chassis? It's made of solid aluminium and is that thick, I don't know, but this was a serious impact. So I just thought, what the hell, I'll try and weld it anyway, just for a laugh. So I thought I've never tried once to TIG weld anything in my life. I'll buy a welder and I'll see if I can have a go at AC/DC aluminium TIG welding. More successfully than I first thought. Didn't do such a good job with the milling machine at the end of it, but I wasn't really bothered because as far as I was concerned, this was purely an exercise in just to see if I could do it, and it was going to get flung in the bin at the end. Well, it didn't quite work out like that. I ended up putting the old car back together on this chassis, and then I had this mad idea that I'm probably going to end up making, converting it to an electric car. So I've bought all the parts to do that. But back to the main car here. So you can see, at this point I'd nearly finished the rebuild. I've got a carbon chassis plate there, which this is just to hold the servos in place. It's the only thing I could find really. The original plastic one was snapped, and this piece here, which I was saying about, which was snapped, this holds the steering together. Without this, you're pretty screwed. Luckily, I managed to find this online, and then it's got an engine, but this engine is only a 21. This car should have a 28 engine. So I've fitted this 21 as a temporary measure, and I've also bought this 28 Vega Monster engine, which has it's got excellent compression. It's a really good engine. It's just got a couple of bits missing that I need to source. So there it is, complete. This body, it fits. It's not, it's not right for the car, but it fits, and it surprisingly fits very, very well. I didn't really have to do any cutting of it, just a couple of very small parts, and it looks right. So now I have the two. I have the one which is almost complete, needs its Vega engine, but it's got my 21 size lone engine in it, and the other one which will eventually be brushless electric.